All right, so today we are going to start talking about solving systems of equations by graphing. Now remember, when we're solving a system, we're looking for the point where the two lines cross, okay? And a system can be two or more, and we're looking for where they all cross. All right, so we'll be focusing on just two equations. So I'm going to begin with my y-intercept. Okay, so on that top equation, it's my -4. So that tells me I'm going to put a dot at -4 on the y-axis. Okay, then I'm going to use my slope, which is the number in front of x, multiplying to x. Okay, and that tells me my rise over my run. So this one tells me I rise rise 3, run 4. Okay, once I have my points, I can draw my line. Okay. And I can graph the second equation. Okay, so again, I start with my y-intercept. Okay, so in this case, the next equation, my y-intercept is 3, so that tells me I'm going to go up 3. And then I'm going to use my slope, which is a -1. That tells me I rise or go down 1 and right 1. So we're going to go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. And I'm going to continue this. Okay. Got plenty of points there to draw my line. All right, so remember, we are looking for where the two lines cross, the point where the two lines cross. Okay, what is that point right there? Well, I know I have to go right 4. So I got 4 on the x. And then I go down 1. So my solution for this one is 4, -1. Okay? So let's look at our next one. Okay? Now notice my top one is in slope-intercept form, and I can graph it right away. Okay? So let's look at how that one will be graphed. Okay, so remember we always begin with our y-intercept. Okay, the number right there. Okay, which in this case is 1. So it tells me I'm going up 1 and then I'm putting a dot. And then we use our slope. All right, so we're going up 1, right 2. Okay, go down and left. So we have enough points. Okay. Okay, so now I need to change that second one into slope-intercept form. So remember, slope-intercept form means it's y equals mx plus b. So we need the y alone. So I'm going to subtract 3x. Okay, those cancel out. I'm left with negative 4y equal to, okay, those are not like terms, so I just leave it negative 3x plus 4. Then we're going to divide by the negative 4. And remember, each term, when we multiply or divide, has that done to it. Okay, make sure we're doing the negative on all the terms. Okay, that becomes 1. So we get y is equal to, okay, 3 divided by 4 doesn't simplify, but a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. Okay. So this tells me I've got a y-intercept of negative 1. So I'm going to go down to negative 1. Then I'm going to use my slope of 3/4. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, we really only need 2 points, but to make sure we're getting enough to see where we can cross. Okay. All right. So let's remember, we are looking for the point where the 2 lines cross, which looks like right there. So that tells me I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 on the x-axis. And 5 on the y. So my solution is 8, 5. Okay. All right, so what if both are not? Well, then we have to solve both. So I'm going to solve these first before I graph either one of them. So I'm going to do the 3x plus 6y is equal to 6. Again, we're looking for y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 3x. Okay, those canceling each other out. 6y is equal to negative 3x plus 6. Divide everything by 6. Okay, 3 divided by 6 is 1/2. Positive divided by negative is a negative. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Okay, so I have that one. So I can graph it. First point at, there we go. 1. It's our y-intercept. Then we go down 1, right 2. This first line, I like to do as many points as possible, just so that way when we do our second line, it's easy to tell. Like I talked about when we were graphing, make sure you always draw your line to the edge, because our line does not stop at the edge of the graph. All right, so let's work our second one out. Okay, so again, we're going to subtract the 3x. So we get negative 4y equals negative 3x minus 24. Divide both by a negative 4, or divide everything. We get y is equal to negative divided by negative is a positive. 3/4 does not simplify. 24 divided by 4 is 3. Negative divided by negative is a positive. So we're going to go up to 3, put our first dot, and we go up 3. 1, 2, 3, right 4. Okay. So as you can see in this one, we don't always get a nice whole number. We can estimate it's probably pretty close to there, which in this case will be a negative 2, positive 2 for a point, but that's only an estimation. Okay, because we're not exact there. That's why we have our other methods. All right, before we get on to that late in the next video, let's talk about two special cases. Okay, so we have two special cases where we have infinite solution, where any point I pick on that line is a solution, and we have no solution. So we're going to look at the way the graph looks for both of those. Okay, so I'm going to graph this top one really quick because it's already in slope-intercept form. So I start at 1, then I go up to right 1, down to left 1. And I do make sure, again, guys, make sure you're doing a lot of points on that first line, especially because okay. Now the second one is not in slope-intercept form, and I need to put it into slope-intercept form. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 4x. So that leaves me with negative 2y equal to negative 4x minus 2. Divide everything by our negative 2. That's left with the y. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is a positive 2x. And negative 2 divided by negative 2 is a positive 1. Huh, looks familiar, doesn't it? It's the exact same line I have here. So when I go to plot the points, I get the exact same line. So no matter what I pick for my x, I will have a y in both that, matches. Okay? So an infinite solution is crossing at every point. My lines are exactly the same. All right, now no solution. Okay, what do we notice about no solution? They're not the same line because everything's not exactly the same, right? But what is? My slope. There's something about same slope but different y-intercepts that we learned about in the last video I did. So just graphically, what does this look like? My line's a little bit crooked. That's what I get for trying to freehand this. Okay. Let's look at the second one. Go up 2, right 1. 2 is 3. It should have been right there. Miscounted. Anybody remember what we called those lines? Parallel. Okay, parallel lines never cross. So that's why they are no solution. All right, that's where I'm going to stop this one. And I will see you in the next.